Welcome to Rebel Chaser. My name is Gail, and I have a clip for you from Judge Stevens in Texas. He has a defendant who embezzled some money from a restaurant she was working at, and she was ordered to pay that back 10 years ago. She's been dragging her feet, really dragging her feet. And I don't want to give it all away, so I will let Judge Stevens tell you the rest. The only problem is you only see her when she's walking in because they changed the camera angles, the way the cameras are set up for the trial they have going on. So you see her walking in, and I have a good picture of that, so I'll show that in the during the video so you'll be able to see what she looks like. Anyway, I'll let you guys watch.
Miss McCord. She's outside. Dennis, if you would ask Miss McCorder to enter, please. Thank you. Come forward.
Not late.
I know. Okay. 13-17599 is called the state of Texas versus Rebecca McCorder. All right. In this case, I recognize Miss McCorder. She's been here, shoot, for a decade. A decade. And at the beginning, the restitution was a little over almost $84,000. And Ms. McCorder worked at a restaurant and apparently mishandled money that was inappropriately taken by her. That was the actual property of the restaurant owners. But what the court is anxious to know, of course, is where are we and what's the status of the balance? Because the last time I thought it wasn't as fast as I wished it would occur, but it was being whittled down. And I believe Ms. McCorder, last time we were here, made some promises that things would pick up. What was it? We were here in January?
January.
So my question then is, what's the which is the key thing here? What is the restitution balance in this case now?
$37,411.05.
Okay, I'm gonna write this down. $37,000.
$411.05.
All right. Better. From probation, do you feel as though things are going as well as we could have expected, Ms. Jones?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Well, that's not good. But it started out with 84, so now it's down to 37. That's half. But that's been a decade. Yeah, I'd like to live long enough to see this done. And this is getting slow. So what in the last, do you have a period of time in the last year of how much she's paid? Like, let's say the last year.
2023. But under $2,000.
For what?
2023. She's paid.
For the whole year?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I thought we were doing better.
She
And
makes.
you may remember she went through a divorce last year, and there was some complication with that as far as her financial situation. And there's property that's still in limbo about who possesses what. And there was some property she wants to sell to help try to get this resolved, but it hasn't been resolved through the divorce proceeding.
Well, if I were the victim in this case, my response would be failure is not an option. You got to figure it out. all of those things are not abnormal situations in life. You work with it.
I've
You
requested-
deal with it. And you fix the problem that is the elephant in the room. And that's a lot of money was stolen. And you fix it by paying it back. But unlike federal court, which I thought federal court's process is certainly a better method of paying restitution, you get charged with interest and it compounds. Here it's dollar for dollar. So if it takes 20 years for you to pay, you've essentially paid off a debt interest-free that we don't even, none of us have that privilege of doing, who go and borrow money when we're not borrowing money because we committed a crime. And so it is a benefit because by paying it back, that is the leverage that keeps you from going to prison. But when you don't pay it back timely, the victim just gets harmed worse. I just wish there was a interest factor like they do in federal court. Because you can't make up for the decade of loss of use of that money. You're just paying it back. And then in last year, $2,000 is unacceptable.
I've asked her to provide her 2023 tax return, as well as complete a budget sheet for us to be able to monitor her income, and she has not provided that, y'all. I've sent that to her in writing. I've given that to her in her hand. And she has not provided that information to us. She told me today she doesn't have the income to pay.
Before I do what I'm about to do next, do you want to say anything?
Were you speaking to me or the client, Judge? I'm sorry.
You and the client. Because there's a motion pending. And I don't like what I'm hearing, and we may just set this for a hearing. You're looking at up to 10 years in prison, and don't think that under these circumstances, that wouldn't be a fair disposition. But the courts, that's some great restraint and patience on behalf of the victim here. But this is ridiculous. We got a lot. You're not the only person who has debts that need to be paid back, but very few fail to be as I thought we were doing well in whittling it down, but 2023 it was a bad year for your repayment. But what I'm hearing about you refusing to do a plan or to file some documentation concerning your finances, that is inappropriate. What I'm going to do is order, you have 1 week to get a full plan, financial plan and financial status. Not only status, but also plan that is complete on your finances, and get that to the probation office. You have 1 week Friday. And that is a condition of your probation. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And also, when we see this, I review it. I'm going to place this for a motion hearing in 2 weeks. And we'll see what I decide. Because I'm not satisfied that you have done what you've needed to do, and what I've heard from the probation office about your refusal and obstinance to work with her at on a reasonable request defies this court's order. That's the way I look at it. Good luck. We'll see you in 1 week, get a reset. We'll see you in 2 weeks, get a reset.
You want
Mr. Rennick?
Next week, Judge, would that be?
Well, no, if it's not, Ms. Jones will report to this court. Mr. Rennick, get ready for a hearing on this in 2 weeks, please. Thank you.
Will do, Judge.
This woman needs to get a second job to pay this off, because if Judge Stevens finds that she could have paid this back sooner and just didn't, then he's going to put her in jail. Maybe not for 10 years, but that's the possibility. She could go to jail for up to 10 years, all because she just decided she didn't want to pay it back, or didn't want to pay it back quickly. And she must have spent the money on either something frivolous or something like rent that you can't get back. Because if she spent it like to buy a car, she could at least sell the car and use that money and pay it back. Or, get a big portion of it back. But if she spent it on something frivolous or frivolous stuff here and there or whatever, then she wouldn't be able to get that back. It's kind of weird. I wonder how she got the money. Did she get it in one lump sum? Or did she take a little bit here, a little bit there? And she must have been like the bookkeeper or something like that, because, just a waitress or a cook, they don't have access to that. The bookkeeper does. So anyway, I'm interested in how she got it, but it was 10 years ago. I don't know if I can find that out. Anyway, I'll be watching for the hearing in 2 weeks. I want to see what happens. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.